Waffles.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are Two Dudes in a Rabbit Hole. I'm David.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm making waffles. I'm Riley.
Today we are covering the top 26 free agents and where we think they will go. We have a special way we're going to go about this. Riley, why don't you tell everyone?
All right, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to start at 26. We're going to go to 1. Shout out to Sports Not for the list for not having to make me subscribe and pay money just to access a list listing free agents. So we're going to go 26 up to 1. Any team we name for that free agent, the one team we name for each free agent, will take the team off the board. Example, we are starting with Mike McGlinchey. If we say we think it makes the most sense for him to re-sign with San Francisco, he will be off the board for all other teams. And I'm really butchering this. And San Francisco will be off the board for all other free agents. So 6 teams will not be included in this. I have no idea what 6. They'll probably be the ones nobody wants to hear about, the Raiders. So yeah.
Go fuck yourself. All right. Starting with number 26, Mike McGlinchey. Offensive tackle for the San Francisco 49ers. Gavin, does he re-sign or where does he go?
I think he goes, and I believe he needs to go to a team that has a decent young quarterback, but maybe a not so good line, or maybe just struggling at the tackle spot. I think an interesting one could be the Jets. They're obviously going to try to figure out a quarterback either through the draft or free agency wise, but I think to help shore up wherever that quarterback is going to be, I think they go with the offensive line. Plus, he knows the other coach over there. So,
okay,
all
fair
right,
enough. Fair enough.
Off the board.
Well, that's what Gavin thinks. But what do we think? Because
I think we should just go with whoever's run it is and screw each other over as much as possible. That's my vote.
Oh, okay. Because I know what's going to happen to me then. Got it. Roger that. Right. Okay, you can kill yourself. On to the next one. We are going to 25, TJ Edwards, linebacker for the Philadelphia Eagles. Riley, where does he go, or does he re-sign?
Still relatively young, right? But he's not one of the guys who was drafted high. He was an undrafted free agent. Because of that, I think he's going to want to go where the money is. And I'm never going to blame somebody for taking the money, whether I think they deserve it or not. Go get your bread. I think he just chases money. I think this team needs a simple talent upgrade across the board. I'm going to go Texans because, quite frankly, they need everything.
And they'll probably be willing to pay. All right.
I hope so.
On to number 24, Dalton Riser, offensive lineman for the Denver Broncos. Does he stay or does he go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, we went different songs. Okay.
All right. So the real question is he one of the guys that Sean Payton wants to keep? And
correct.
Does he buy into Sean Payton? Sean Payton is a legend, and I think he stays. He could go somewhere else and get more money, but I think he stays and he buys into Sean Payton and he buys into the system. To be fair, the Broncos are not a badly built team. They just desperately need Russell Wilson to be better than, the worst quarterback in the NFL.
He was better than Zach Wilson.
Yeah, that's because Zach Wilson got benched multiple times. I'm sure if Zach Wilson had more playing time, he would have been better. Okay, let's just get that out in the air. All right. On to number 23, Dalton Schultz, tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Gavin, does he stay or does he go?
Jealous.
I think he goes. I think Dallas really badly wants to re-sign him, but I think a team that he could go to actually compete would be the Los Angeles Rams. They have really good receivers, but I think if they have a better type of security blanket there than Tyler Higbee, I would go with Dalton Schultz, and I think that would be a nice addition to the offense over there.
Wow.
Well, damn. Not the answer I was expecting.
I mean, they just keep making cap space. I don't fucking know how, but they do. So who
Yeah.
are we to say?
All right. On to number 22. Von Bell, safety for the Cincinnati Bengals. Riley, does he go? Does he stay?
Okay. Von Bell, relatively proven. Little bit up and down over the last few years. But he's more of a box safety. So I'm trying to think of what team could use a box safety. Improved in coverage this last year. So this is hard. I'm trying to think. What's the perfect fit for Von Bell? Because the easy thing is to say re-signing, but nobody wants to just hear us re-sign everybody. Right, guys?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to say the Chargers, because as far as I know, the Chargers haven't been able to stop a running play for about 6 seasons, give or take. So just look, as a fan of a team who has issues tackling sometimes, Jesus Christ, the Chargers make the Broncos look so fucking good. It's brutal. So I'm going to go Chargers. Hopefully he makes a bit of an impact in the box and helps them out in the run game, even more so than the pass game.
All right. Surprising, but not. On to number 21, Devin Singletary, running back for the Buffalo Bills. I don't think the Bills want to keep him. He does not produce the numbers he needs to. So I think Oh, yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah, he really was, for the record.
Yeah, no, I know, but I meant that in a sarcastic way. Yeah, okay, that's what makes it defining number one running back on your team. That, if they ran the ball better, they would have, potentially won. Just a thought.
Okay. Where's he going? Fair.
I think the Bills do not re-sign him. And I think, God, what would be a good fit for him?
Power back right up the middle.
I think Devin Singletary. Man.
How do you think I felt trying to find a fucking box safety?
I'm trying to think of all the teams that have bad running backs.
You don't even need a bad running back. You just need a running back by committee.
Yeah. But the running back by committee teams, they all have pretty good backs. I'm going to go ahead and say that he goes and signs with the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh.
I think in a way he can bring something different. Kareem Hunt is a free agent. I think he's going to ask for more money than what Devin Singletary will.
He deserves it. So
I'm kind of confused, though, why Devin Singletary is up on this list and Kareem Hunt is not. That's just me.
But this is what we have.
Yeah, so on to the next one. We have number 20, Jacoby Brissett, quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Gavin, where does he come from? Where does he go? Where does Jacoby Brissett land?
So Jacoby Brissett started a lot against their Cleveland post, or just waiting for Deshaun Watson to eventually come back from his suspension. He's a decent bridge, and he's also a really good backup quarterback. So my mind immediately goes to a team that either needs an immediate bridge or stopgap quarterback, or their starting quarterback gets injured all the time and they need just a better backup in general. So that one's tough. I think one that might be interesting could be the Miami Dolphins.
Again?
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't know if they are going to move on from Teddy Bridgewater if he's going to go somewhere else.
But to it.
And I just think it's going to be a giant sort of exchange of these backup quarterbacks.
I personally wouldn't have picked the Dolphins. I think the NFC has a few teams that could fit it. But that is what you picked. All right. Robert Quinn of the Philadelphia Eagles, edge rusher. Riley, where does he go?
Well, the Eagles, with their amazing pass rush. Robert Quinn, not the season that just occurred, one before, 18.5 sacks. But somehow, he was not one of the 4 guys who had 10-plus sacks for the Eagles. If you told me there were 4 guys with double-digit sacks, Robert Quinn is coming off 18.5, I would have lost my fucking mind. So, aging pass rusher, win now kind of move. Who is either smart enough to get him for a good enough deal that it looks good, or dumb enough to overpay him? So I'm going to take a team I actually really like off the board because I think he could not only make an immediate impact, this team could be closer to winning than we think. I'm going to go with the Lions, beefing up their pass rush.
Okay.
If Robert Quinn can come back to form.
All right. I think that's a good fit there. All right.
I don't mind it. Could be a bust, but we'll find out.
Miles Sanders, running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of free agents on this list. Man. One of the most potent run games that we saw, which helped make their receiving game even better. I think they re-signed Miles Sanders. I know we're going with it's another re-sign, yeah, whatever. But I think they re-sign him to get that guaranteed run game. Because if you go to someone else, you don't know who you're going to get. So, I think they stay. I think he stays. Good. No comments, concerns, questions.
No, I think it makes plenty of sense to re-sign, take the certainty. I think running backs are a dime a dozen, so it doesn't really matter too much to me. Gavin, you are up.
All right. Daniel Jones, quarterback of the New York Giants. Gavin, does he stay? Does he re-sign? Or does he leave? Blah, blah, blah.
I think he stays and resigns.
Stays and resigns. Good.
Got him.
I mean, he could have technically stayed in the state, but
I think I don't know if they go for like the full 4-year deal. I wonder if they do like a year or 2-year deal because this was his best season, although it was under Dable. So kind of like I think that they do sort of a prove it thing so that they might be able to get Saquon back, but I don't know. I think they just stick with Daniel Jones. I don't see him leaving the Giants.
do a 2-year, but with the second year at team option.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Like a non-guaranteed deal. Like 2 for 65, non-guaranteed second year.
All right.
Yep.
On to number 16. Marcus Peters, cornerback of the Baltimore Ravens. Riley, does he leave or does he stay?
Okay. So I'm going to say he leaves because I think Baltimore has some more pressing free agents to spend money on. I'm sure we all know who those are.
Mm-hmm.
Certain linebacker. Anyway,
yes.
So, a couple things I believe about the NFL. You can never have enough receivers. You can never have enough pass rushers, and you can never have enough corners. So, I don't think it really matters if you look at a team here and go, do they need a corner? Everybody can use another corner, okay? You go out, you versus the Bengals, and you're like, look at our two great corners, and then Tyler Boyd has 160 yards, and you're trying to figure out what happened. You didn't have 3 great corners.
Yeah.
So, I think he ends up following the route of going to a potential contender, going for that, still probably wants money. Where is he willing to go? Maybe for a fair deal, but nothing too wild. He's only 30, which is, right in that age of could be out of the league in a year or could still be a stud for a full contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say he flips sides, and I'm going to say he goes to the Bengals.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it. I think the Bengals I don't think it's going to cost an exorbitant amount to get him because of his age. I think they're going to be willing to spend, and they're going to be able to get a corner that's going to really help him out.
Fair enough. I do like the switch. Makes things a little more heated and then the divisional games. I like it. Ooh. Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker of the Buffalo Bills. Does he stay or does he go? He's still on his rookie deal. He's at the end of his rookie deal, his 5th year. He is everywhere for this team. I think he is one of the better players on their defense. He's a captain. I think they re-sign him. As lame as that sounds, they need solid defense, and they need to keep revamping their defense. And if you just let one of your better players on defense go, if not your best, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, not best because, there was someone else that was, injured, but whatever. So that's all I have. I just don't see him going anywhere else.
That's fair. I think they're willing to pay him as well.
All right. Number 14, Javon Hargrave. Defensive tackle, Philadelphia Eagles. Gavin. Where does he go?
So I do not think he re-signs with the Eagles. I think that he's a very valuable piece. He's a very good run stopper / interior pass rusher, and I feel like that's very valuable. I believe that the Niners make a move on Javon Hargrave to kind of plug up the middle right there so that you have Bosa, I forget the other guy's name, I think they got from the Chiefs, was pretty decent. And then I think if you have Hargrave right in the middle right there, I think it's a really, really good pickup.
Okay. That's a good one. All right.
Stealing for yourself, huh?
Number 13, Jonathan Jones, cornerback of the New England Patriots. Riley, does he stay or does he go?
The Patriots have been very consistent. Defensive player of the year caliber corner, go fuck yourself. Very clear. Every single year it feels like, right? So why would they re-sign this guy? Forget it. I know he's not at that caliber, but he's still like a clear upper end starter. So I think they let him go as well. I think they just keep on letting great players go and being horrendous at spending in free agency. I don't even know where they're going. So I'm going to go with a rebuilding team that's probably going to be willing to pay. They have a shit ton of cap space. And while I do think they need weapons on offense, there's not a whole lot of great offensive weapons in free agency this year. So I'm going to go with the Bears. They need a shit ton, and I think this is a good start to a rebuilding team that literally had the worst record in the league last year.
Okay. Interesting. All right, on to the next player. We have number 12, Yannick Ngakoue, edge rusher for the Indianapolis Colts. All right, does he stay or does he go? The Colts sucked this year. Mind you, he wasn't on a contract that he signed with. He didn't sign the contract with the Colts. He signed it with the Raiders. I think he leaves. Very simple.
Fair.
He's a winning type of guy. He's good. I think that he leaves and he goes to a team that has the potential to still be a playoff caliber team. I think he goes and signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh.
They still need a quarterback, but I think they can get a mid-level quarterback, someone who's not going to be a game manager, mind you. So, I think that's where he ends up. But that's just me. All right, on to number 11. James Bradberry, cornerback of the Philadelphia Eagles. Gavin, does he go? Does he stay? Most likely go.
So I think James Bradberry also leaves the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think he resigns. I think he can still be a really good and impactful corner for someone. I just wonder if maybe he's better as like a second/slot corner instead of like kind of. I don't think. Well, he obviously wasn't the primary because Darius Slay was the primary. But maybe a diminished role or a veteran sort of presence role might do better for him. So the team that I have in mind for him is the Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh, that's
because
good.
They have, I think it's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, and Tariq Woolen as their corners over there. And they're all very, very young. So I think having a nice sort of veteran presence to help kind of shore up the pass defense can help those guys out a lot.
Teach them how to hold like a pro.
Corners. Goddamn.
All right.
Corners though. Doesn't you have 3 starting corners? Fuck it, get a 4th. There's never enough corners.
All right, and to break up this video, we have a special sponsor to thank. Nah, I'm just kidding. But if you are liking the video so far, go ahead, drop a like, comment, follow, hit that notification bell. Let's get back to it. I already know the answer to this. Number 10. Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers.
Gavin, where do you think he'll
Riley, where do you think he ends up?
Gavin, I'm just curious your thoughts on this real quick before I say mine.
I feel like he could go to the Buccaneers if they want to retool and try to run it back, or to the Jets.
Off the board.
Those would be my picks.
Who did we say?
Because of the,
who did we say from the Jets?
Really,
who did we give to the Jets? Who did we get to the Jets? Who did we give to the Jets?
McGlinchey.
Fuck.
Yep.
God damn it, you stupid bitches.
So, really, I think it comes down to if he's going to be a backup, he can go a dozen places. But if he's going to compete for or be a starter, there's only 2 teams on the board. There's the Raiders and there's the Panthers.
I hate you.
Silence.
I just hate
Raiders.
you. Fucks. Better not sign him to some $40 million fucking deal, though.
You have so many chances to take the Raiders off the board, and it just never happened.
No, I couldn't remember where Josh Jacobs was on the list.
Higher.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's coming up.
Okay. I think it actually makes a lot of sense. Offensive coordinators, head coach McDaniels now. Even if it's just for a year or two, plenty of sense. I am actually a huge fan of the draft a quarterback and let him sit for a little bit. I love that. You could tell me they sign him and they move up in the draft to get a high caliber quarterback or just take somebody where they're at. Big fan if that's the case. Don't trust McDaniels at all, but
no, absolutely not.
Still like the idea. Okay, David,
so
on to number 9.
I'm gonna rabbit hole off of this real quick. It does make sense.
Okay.
Do I like it?
Had to get.
No. But that being said, give Jimmy Garoppolo a year or two. Whatever. Don't sign him to a fuck ton of money because that's just a waste. But there are reports that it's either, if the Raiders draft a quarterback, it is either going to be C.J. Stroud and they will move up to get him, or they will sit and wait and draft Will Levis. I don't agree with the Will Levis, but I like C.J. Stroud a lot. That's my rabbit hole. On to the next one.
Very small rabbit hole. Appreciate that. Well, it's you, my friend.
All right. Number 9, Tony Pollard, running back of the Dallas Cowboys. Does he stay? Does he go? To be honest, if he wanted to continually compete and have a division that's not easy, but also still not that hard. Yes, you have to compete against the Eagles, but the other two teams, yeah, you're pretty good against. But do teams want to take him with that broken ankle? That really bad broken ankle? I don't think so. I think he stays. I think he re-signs, and they keep that running game where it's at. I do think he ends up taking the spot over Ezekiel Elliott, though. He pretty much had taken it over by the end of the season. He's just got to get healthy. Oh, this saddens me because I know he can't go back to my team in this current scenario. Number 8, Josh Jacobs, running back of the Las Vegas Raiders. Gavin, where does he go?
I think he wants to get paid, and I'm trying to remember. Riley, did you say the Bears already?
Bears are off the board.
Damn, because that was like one of my first go-tos. If not the Bears, then I'd say the Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh,
that is a nice pick.
They have a lot of space, and I don't know if James Conner is the guy because he does. Like, I believe he only had one good season, and then because I want to say he's been there for 3 years now. I think 2 of those years he's been injury riddled, where the first year when he got there, he had I think double-digit touchdowns. And I think that was just more of a kind of a fluky kind of a season. So nothing bad to James Conner, but I think if they want to take more responsibility off of Kyler Murray's plate, I think having a dynamic bruiser type of a running back like Josh Jacobs can help you do that.
Who literally gets better the more he gets hit. It doesn't make any sense. The more he gets hit, the more he's like, oh, yeah, watch this. Meow, 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 meow. I like it. I think Panthers are a better fit, but you said Cardinals.
Speaking of the Panthers, number 7, Duron Payne, formerly of the Washington Commanders, heading to the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
I think you can never have enough pass rushers. I know he's a tackle. 11.5 sacks says he can push the pocket. I think the Panthers are going to be willing to spend. Why? Don't know who else knows this, but besides, of course, the great Broncos Walmart family. The Panthers might not seem like the richest team out there. They're 4 times richer than the 3rd closest team. It's insane. Their owner is worth upwards of $30 billion. They're willing to spend. They don't have an issue doing what they need to. I know there's obviously salary cap constraints. That's why they're willing to fire coaches mid-season. They have so much fucking money. I think Duron Payne would be great. I think you can never have enough guys in that rotation in the front seven. You can never have enough guys for corner or receiver. I would love it. I think it's just kind of going where the money's at. Could easily be back with the Commanders. I want to go with the Panthers, though.
All right. On to number 6. Jordan Poyer, safety of the Buffalo Bills. I think he goes. I think he leaves. I think he runs away. That being said, with his production value, but he is coming off of an injury, if I remember correctly. I think... we already took the Dolphins off the board. I think the New England Patriots go to replace their aging McCourty with Jordan Poyer.
What a traitorous move that would be.
It would be a traitorous move, but it happens all the time.
It does, especially between AFC East teams.
Yes, they don't like each other, and when they get burned by one, they'll go to the other and just be like, "Hey, I want to go fuck them up." All right, on to number 5, Geno Smith, quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. Gavin, does he stay? Does he go?
I think in reality he stays at the Seahawks, but in this exercise, I'll have him go.
Reality.
Huh?
This is not reality.
I know. In this quote-unquote reality, I have him going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think, well, while I like Kenny Pickett, there's still been a lot of ups and downs, so maybe having another veteran-type quarterback that is not Mitch Trubisky will help him out in the long run. I don't know. It's probably going to be a quarterback battle between them. I think if Geno Smith doesn't win the starting job, he's at least a very, very high-level backup over there. And it's a very good coaching staff with very good weapons. And I think it could be a great move for these guys.
I like it in the sense of this, of course.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a fabulous quarterback named Derek Carr at number 4. Y'all may be thinking all the good quarterback spots are off the board, but that's not actually true. There's still another. That is the Indianapolis Colts. Makes plenty of sense. I fully recognize this is like the 6th year in a row it would be, quote unquote, bridge quarterback for the Colts. But I also said a moment ago, I don't have an issue if teams sit a rookie quarterback. I think they'd be best served to get a rookie quarterback. Pay Derek Carr $30 million, 2 years, $60 million deal. Get a rookie, have him sit behind, go that route. I'm all for it.
Okay. I thought you were definitely going to go with NFC South, but okay.
I mean, we'll see if we get there.
Ah. Okay. All right. Orlando Brown Jr., offensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. Does he stay? Does he go? I think he stays. Just won a Super Bowl. The Chiefs have been pretty good at least bringing back the key players on their offensive line and helped keep Mahomes a bit safe, even though it's hard to keep him safe when he's scrambling around making magic happen all the time. They did a very good job against the number 1 pass rush in the NFL this season at the Philadelphia Eagles in the biggest stage of the world at the Super Bowl. I think he stays. It only makes sense. All right. Number 2, Quan Berkeley, running back for the Giants. Gavin, does he stay? Does he go?
I think he goes to the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh. Okay.
I think they could definitely use another running back, but I think if you have a chance to get a running back as dynamic as Saquon, because they are already struggling on offense, both with the receivers and the running back. The only for sure thing over there is tight end Mark Andrews. So I think if you shore up that spot, then regardless if you keep Lamar or if you go a new direction, it's at least a safety blanket to dump off to and another just, runner slash green receiver type of player that can just ease the pressure off of any quarterback in that system. Plus, I would just like to see what he would look like in the new
Purple and black.
Georgia. Well, no, just the new coordinator over there because they got the coordinator from the Georgia Bulldogs. So I think he would have a lot of fun if he had someone like Saquon at his disposal.
To be fair, it does make sense with the potential trade talks that are coming out for Lamar.
So,
all right. Riley, you
small
get the number
hole.
one.
Gavin looked at the number one pick and went, yo, I can't let him just say Lamar Jackson ends up staying in Baltimore. Fuck him. I'm putting Saquon there no matter what. That's what I think just happened. That's fine.
Honestly,
I don't even want to hear your lies. I don't want to hear it.
No, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. I was trying to think of the teams that we have not picked, and the first one that popped into my head that made somewhat sense was the Ravens.
Couldn't have said the Saints where Alvin Kamara was just fucking indicted. Whatever. So,
he hasn't. He's been indicted, but there's nothing that's going to actually happen to him. It's the NFL.
The NFL likes to suspend people, though.
Oh, man.
And
they'll give him like 4 games.
So, the obvious choice here is for the softball pitch, go to the NFC South, take the Saints. Understand there's cap issues. Maybe they even trade a couple contracts, a couple draft picks for Lamar, right? Shed a little bit of salary, get a quarterback of the future, sign him to that new shiny deal he wants. Fuck that. I'm sending him to Green Bay. Wherever the fuck Rodgers goes, don't even care. Packers, they look at Jordan Love and say, yeah, clearly, fuck this shit. I'm going to say the Packers take the assets they get, combine it with a little bit of their own, and they use it to go after a star. Because that roster is still really good. They just heavily underperformed this last season. So I'm going fucking Green Bay for the number one, Lamar Jackson.
So
Nice.
I'm gonna rabbit hole off of this as well. I'm gonna give you guys my opinion. Since he can't go to the Ravens, I was gonna pick the AFC South, but I was gonna pick the Atlanta Falcons.
You mean NFC South?
NFC South. You know what I meant. I was gonna pick the Atlanta Falcons. They have the picks to trade for him. It makes sense because their quarterback option is very wide open. And he gets to go to Georgia, go have some fun down there. I think that makes sense in this reality that we're in currently. But Gavin, do you have an opinion
on where Lamar Jackson could go
in this reality?
Or what? I mean, I think the Falcons is an excellent pick right there because they have an open spot there, similar sort of tight ends, but then he has a big receiver, Drake London, to throw to as well. So could it be something there? Yeah, but then also on top of that, the NFC South is so wide open now that maybe just having Lamar with those pieces is enough to, say, win the division for maybe 2-3 years in a row.
Yeah. All right. That's going to conclude the video today. Oh, do you have a rabbit hole to go down there?
I just would like you guys to know the 6 teams that we have left off.
Okay. Who would they be?
And that multiple of them actually made total sense for Lamar Jackson, even more so than Green Bay. One was the Falcons that you said. The Commanders actually make like an extraordinary amount of sense.
Yeah.
Other than that, we did not do the Saints. We referenced them. We did not do the Jaguars or the Vikings either. And I have no fucking idea what the 32nd team is. I'm looking at my list. I have no idea. Yep.
Did we say Bengals at all?
Yeah.
Did we? We did.
So we hit all of AFC North.
Okay. We hit all of the AFC South except the Jags, right?
Did anyone say Titans?
Titans. We did not hit all AFC South.
Okay. Yeah.
Titans, Commanders, Vikings, Saints, Falcons, Jaguars. Go fuck yourself and have a miserable offseason.
Congratulations! All right, that's going to wrap it up for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said earlier, if you like the video, like it. Comment for any ideas you may have for us. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're Two Dudes in a Rabbit Hole. I'm David.
I'm Gavin.
My waffles turned out fucking amazing. I'm Riley.
We'll see you next time.